around twice. There's so many points to think about. So really, my response is I enjoyed the point summary that you made about finding identity and the struggle that each of us has, and I think we shouldn't minimise the fact that our parents have probably had to do that too in their own way. Their struggles are very different than ours, but the fact that we have a struggle for identity is a very large part of our lives, and that's really important to acknowledge. I absolutely agree with you, it's so true. With Jivan, I really enjoyed what you said about some people really in their struggle to understand who they are and in terms of their identity do try and compartmentalise themselves, and they leave one part of themselves at home, take another out in the world and bring it at home. And you just reflected then on the discussion that we were having about needing to be your whole person all of the time, even if that has a lot of different parts. And this is a very robust discussion. I think you and I have been having in different ways at different times, so it was an interesting meeting of minds there. And Kanti talking about the changes that societies go through and cultures go through over time, and about how each of us in our different generations deal with that. And the anecdotes, I think, are reflective of those changes and the fact that that's a part of who we are. So for me, then, thinking about all those things, taking into account identity and needing to be ourselves, all of the parts of ourselves at all times, reflecting on that for myself, I look back and I know that I talked to you about the many different disagreements, I guess, discussions I might have had with my parents on growing up. I wanted to reflect on those because I hope that there may be some common experiences within the room. I think that there are also the same kinds of disagreements that my parents had with their parents too, and perhaps you had with your parents as well. So my thoughts about that are that the disagreements that we tended to have were actually really about detail, you know? They were about the small things. In fact, I did pretty much nothing that my parents wanted me to do in many ways, and yet I did everything that they wanted me to do, because really, all they really wanted was that I would make my own way, that I would do it bravely, and that I would be happy. And so that's what I did, and that's what they did before them. Really, neither of my parents did anything that their parents wanted them to do either, but they did everything their parents wanted, which was to make their own way, and to be brave, and to be happy. So really, if we think less about the detail and more about the bigger picture, perhaps that's where we can all be a little less mixed up and a little more mixed in.